once again, this is Straight Game Pod. I got my boy Mike Bibby and Eddie House. Um, First and foremost, all the subscriptions, all the questions that are coming in, man, thank y'all so much. Please continue to support, like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all once again very, very much. It is playoff time, and we see all the work in the summer paying off right now. Now it's time to get in your bag and get busy. And footwork in particular, I think of Jalen Brunson, I think of Shea Gildress. Like, what do you guys think in regards to who has the coldest footwork right now and when you guys played in the league? Mike, what you think?
The best I ever seen is probably like Hakeem. Like just the way
Mm.
he moved and how he'd have people jump, do two spins, pump fake twice. They don't go for the first one. They go for the second one. He lays the ball up. I mean, that's just like just looking at film. I mean, I haven't really seen him play in person, but going back to that, it might be the best I've ever seen as far as regardless of size or anything else like that. As far as footwork right now, dang. I mean, shit. I gotta go with what I played against. You like Kobe. I gotta go with Kobe, man. Like just he's the second coming of MJ, and just like the way he worked and his work ethic, regardless of he kind of did his moves whether you went for him or not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
like I practice this move 20 times. I know that I'm kicking my shot, so I'm gonna do it whether regardless of what you do. So I mean, as far as like guard, I have to go with Kobe.
How about you, Eddie?
All right. All right. So if we're talking about of all time, you got to say Hakeem
Yeah,
definitely is up there. MJ
yeah.
Yeah.
definitely up there. You got to say Kobe definitely up there. So I say those are the rare airs right there. That's the air that's you know top tier right now. And I would say Jokic and Jalen Brunson. I think those two guys right now, Jokic, if you just check out how he plays, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a big fella that everybody thinks is slow, but his first step is hella fast if you watch him in person.
Mm.
And I had the opportunity to watch him earlier this season in person for the first time, and I always thought he was just a slow, methodical kind of guy. He's not. That's the reason why he's able to beat these big guys all the time because they they have to go for the pump fake, and then when they give him that angle, his step is a lot quicker than what people expect it to be. So I got to say Jokic and then Brunson. Brunson, with his angles and then not only his angles, his strength to create the angles,
Yeah,
and it's similar to how Jokic does it.
yeah.
Not a high jumper, not the fastest guy, but is able to create those angles. So I got those two
But
guys.
but they both use their body well too. It's like a lot of people need to push off to get open. They use their shoulders,
Watch
they
their
use
feet.
their forearms, yeah, and they do that too, to where you're not pushing off, but you're kind of using that to get them off balance. You
Yeah.
know?
Yep, yep. What about
Yeah, they to create the angles, to
yeah?
create the
Yeah.
angles. You know what I mean? But you got to
Who you
watch
think, Ty?
their
Back in the
feet.
day, I think I agree with everything y'all said, but I think Kevin Garnett, the ticket, had phenomenal footwork in
You
that
know what? I
post.
left him out. Ticket had
Yep,
great footwork.
great
I
footwork. And
played with him.
if you think about it, the guards that we all named, they played in the post. You got one, Eddie?
Yeah,
Who?
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts,
You know what I
facts.
mean? Like we left that out. I mean, it's a lot of guys. If you really want to talk about one of the best, because Kevin Garnett learned from Kevin McHale. If you
Yeah,
really watch
yeah, yeah.
Kevin McHale had
Phenomenal
fantastic
footwork.
footwork.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was one of the like almost started all of it for a big man to have footwork
yeah,
like that, not to just be athletic, big, strong, and jumping out of the gym and doing things like that, running hella fast.
yeah.
But when he got the ball on the block, he created his angles and created his space. So Kevin McHale's another one. I mean, it's so many players in this league. It's hard for us to narrow it down like that. We can have this conversation all day
Yeah,
about
yeah.
who has the best footwork and things like that because James Worthy had good footwork. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
big game James.
His
Yeah.
footwork wasn't janky. You
So
know what I'm saying? He had good footwork out there. So I mean, we could like I say, we could just go on and on and on. I mean, Charles Barkley had great
phenomenal
footwork. If you
footwork.
when you break it, You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You kind of look like Charles today.
I know. You know what? I've over the past 2 weeks, I've had about 3 or 4 people say the same thing, man. And I got to meet Charles, man, so we can take a side by side. Damn, Mike giggling like I like that was a damn Day Mike Epps joke or something. Eddie turning red, Mike turning red. I didn't think that was that funny, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest. Damn, we need to cut. Y'all niggas need some water.
That was fun. That was funny though.
But
That
say,
was funny though.
working with ladies now, these females got phenomenal footwork, bro. These
Yep.
females' footwork, the only difference between men coaching men and women or the game is the real estate in the air. We don't have to defend the air. We're not drawing up plays for lobs. But in regards to skill level, there is no difference. And I would say that the women use their fundamentals and skills way more than the men do, right? Because everybody isn't. I mean, in the NBA, everybody's fast. Most people are fast, quick, can jump, but that's not the case with the women. So their footwork, their pivots, their pump fakes, their step throughs are phenomenal. One
So
of the assistants here with me, his name is Larry Lewis. He coached with LA Kobe's last few years. He was Kobe's guy. And he said there were times, bro, where the first 30 to 45 minutes of training was with no basketball. It was just his feet. And I asked why. He said, man, Kobe thought sometimes the basketball was a distraction. But I need to get my feet right, then add the basketball. Think about that. How many times, Eddie, your kids are 5-star high school kids? How many times they train with no basketball just to work on their feet?
never,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
never.
like, like that's something totally different. But if you got good feet, you'll be a phenomenal player. Uh, uh,
I got a question for you.
yeah,
I got a question for you. So being in the women's game, and I totally agree with everything you said because that's why I love watching women's basketball
yeah,
because it's like the purest form of the highest level.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's a good point.
it's not going to be jumping. It's not going to be nut. They're going to execute. They're going to
Yeah,
have to execute. The timing has to be right. The spacing has to be right. They have to use their footwork. They have to use pump fakes. They have to use their teammates.
yep,
Everything has to come together because it's not like I'm just the best athlete out here and I'm
yeah,
just going to go to work. It's not like that. So I love watching women's basketball. But who has the best footwork in women's basketball today in your mind? And you're probably gonna say Asia Wilson because I
yep.
know you're working over there.
Well,
But like say besides Asia, because I know you're gonna say that. But besides Asia, besides Asia, who has the best footwork out there?
I think Jewel Lloyd bringing like we have her now from Seattle, and she would.
See, Ty, you doing like Eddie now does with the Celtics, man. Give somebody outside the Las Vegas
That's
Aces,
what I'm
please.
trying to ask right now.
Somebody outside the Aces, Ty.
Somebody
You
outside
you
of the Aces.
you giving real strong
Lonnie
Eddie
Cooper.
House vibes right now.
Cooper, Cooper from Phoenix. She have a lot of game. She has a lot of wiggle.
Oh,
Uh,
the left hand
no, she
that
she
came from.
she's a righty. She was an Olympian
Oh
this
no,
past year.
that's what's her name that came from Connecticut? What's her name?
Uh, that came from Connecticut. Kelsey Mitchell
She in
is really
Phoenix
good
now.
from Indiana. Oh, she's in Phoenix.
Yeah, she
Uh,
in Phoenix now. I think it's she's the left hand Thompson.
I'm not sure. Phoenix is not my scout, to be honest with you.
Okay,
My
it's all
scout
good.
is
No, never
New
mind.
York, and I know all their players. Uh,
Okay, so who got good footwork?
but I'm not gonna. No, I'm a aces, man. I ain't on no. But I'm telling you, I've seen Asia Wilson, um, Jewel Lloyd, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray are the four best players, female players I've ever seen in my life. And I'm talking about
Yeah.
from skill point, from
See,
IQ point. You know what I'm saying?
see
So
now you was talking bad about me being a homer. Now look at
that's
you.
fair. I take that.
Yeah,
I
now
take
look at
that.
you. Now I mean, shit. It is
He
what it
talking
is
about
when you see
C,
it, right?
It is.
C.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? In the words of Cam and Mace, it is what it is. But but from the total grand scheme, obviously, the Sue Birds and the Lisa Leslie's and all the Candace Parker. I've been studying Candace Parker's game, and her game was
Yeah.
really, really good. She was very methodical, pump face. She was 6'4", playing like a guard. And so Candace Parker, I don't think she has gotten her just due of how good she was. And but anyway, man, I don't want to go all left. Y'all gonna start talking about me. Let's get back to the men's side because of the playoffs. But
Yeah,
before we
he
talk about
ran
the
away from that
playoffs,
shit, didn't
the
he?
playoffs. Hold on. Before that, the WNBA season starts this Saturday. We're gonna be on ABC
Let's go.
at 1 o'clock Eastern time. We are in New York. We're gonna beat that ass. They scheduled this. They scheduled us coming in on their ring day, and so Asia
Oh,
and so we
you
are.
know what that means?
Yeah, we lit.
That means no.
It could go two ways.
No,
You
yeah,
gonna
but
get
no.
your ass blasted or you gonna blast them. That's
Say
the
You know
two ways
what?
to go.
You know what that means?
what?
That's like a senior night or a prom night in high school. You get you get one of the weakest teams that you know you're gonna
Oh.
get a win off of. That ain't no way they should have y'all come in on the ring day.
Damn.
I,
Say hell
I didn't
no.
make the schedule. I didn't make the
Hey
schedule. I'm just
Ty,
saying.
you
Say
want to know the difference though between me and you when I talk about the Celtics? I hope y'all win. I want y'all to win. I'm not over here like I don't want the Aces to win. Oh, the Aces is weak. They not that good. Guess what? I think New York is probably better than y'all. They probably gonna beat y'all ass when y'all going there. I don't do that. I want y'all to win because I'm not a hater, man. I ain't got a hater bone in my body. You understand me? I'm a
So
real
you would
player,
say you
man. You
saying
dig?
Ty's a hater? You saying
He
Ty's a
be
hater
hating.
then?
Yeah, he is. He know
you
he
know,
Damn.
you
is.
know what, bro? I received that. I received that. I
Damn.
received that.
See?
No, I don't receive the
He
He didn't know
said,
he
hater.
was a
see?
hater.
I don't receive the hater, but I received the message that you were given. So I did have a little hate and all that type of stuff because I don't like,
Thank you.
you know what I'm
There we
saying?
go.
You know,
Tell the
all
truth.
right.
Now he's a hater. He just
No,
said
no,
I
no.
did have
I
a
said
little.
little.
I'm not a hater,
I
but
just
I did
don't.
have a little hate.
I just
What?
I just hate
That
how
don't
they
make no
play.
sense. One side or the other side.
Let me
Which
tell
one?
you, I hate how the Celtics play. Contested mid-range jump shots. I think they
But you
should be
said hate.
attacking
The
the
word
paint.
to hate.
All the 3-point shots that they take. I hate that. And it
They
just
do
so
take a lot of
happens your
threes.
team does
We
that.
won the battle on the paint last in game 5.
And
We
you see
won the
they
Exactly.
battle on the
won.
paint.
And they
That's my
won.
point.
Yeah, well, we won the battle on the paint the other time. We just missed shots. We didn't have assists. Last night we had I keep saying last
That's
night
my
because it's dating
point.
us. But look, 27 assists and all the other games we had under 20.
Because
25
y'all
is
was going
our
one-on-one
magic
too
number.
much. I just hate that
No, it
style of
wasn't that.
basketball.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that, man. I'm trying to tell you. If you watch the game from start to finish, like I have to, because I have to talk about it,
Yeah.
it's not that. It's not that. They just missed shots. They had good shots. A lot of times they was off kicks. They just wasn't hitting.
And and
But
and, and y'all don't adapt well. Let's put
and
it out there.
we didn't. You know what? We wasn't making adjustments. I thought we made
Exactly.
great adjustments last night.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Go to the
You know
next one,
what?
All right,
Ty.
all
Go
right,
to
No.
the
all
Let
right,
me
next one,
say
bet,
Ty.
this.
bet,
Let me
bet.
say this. Let me say this. Y'all better not start fucking up, because then y'all better not start fucking up. I
See,
want y'all to win.
you hating right now. So let's
No,
just
I'm
stop
not.
it. Let's just stop
No,
and move
I
on.
want y'all to win. I want y'all to win because that's good for you. But I say you better not start fucking up.
Yeah,
Damn.
we ain't. So
There you
there it
go. And
is.
I feel you.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
So the crossovers, the guards. I love Shay's game, Shay's wiggle. I think JT's wiggle is unbelievable. That boy got some handles right now. Give me a story about AI. Give me a story about Jay crossover. Like I know y'all done felt that. Y'all had to guard that at times. Like what guard gave y'all the most problems?
Jamal Crawford's one of those guys that you hope you don't get matched up with on. I'm
For
dead
real.
ass serious. I'm not even lying to you because he
I
gonna make you
attest
look
to that.
stupid. He gonna make you look dumb.
Damn.
And you know what I mean? And my thing, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I see these motherfuckers over here that make people look stupid. I'm a back off a little bit and kind of probe them into shoot that. Shoot it. You got it. Shoot it. You know what I mean? So this bail me
And
out or
then
something.
motherfucker
You know?
knock that shit down, huh?
That's I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that. You ain't gonna have me on skates on her to like Andre Miller. Remember who they had? Andre Miller. AI had Andre Miller crossed legs. He crossed his leg and sat down in the middle of the game. You ain't having me do that. You know, was another guy was Steve Francis.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, he
he had
Francis,
heat too.
franchise do not get his flowers.
but I mean, the way he handled that ball, and it was like the defensive rules were different back then.
Yeah,
So like you could put a guy on one side of the court, and you could put all four guys on the other side of the free throw line. If you cross that line any bit on the other side of the basket, it's legal
Right,
defense.
illegal
right.
defense.
So they had a play called one shake, two shake with Contino,
Yeah,
three shake. Yeah,
Nice
and
though.
they put you
nice though.
and they did that all game, man. Like one shake. If they score, they go keep doing one shake till something happens. Now it's Catino's turn next. Then the 3-man. Then they 4-man, 4 shake, and then they bring it right back to one. That's all they did. And it was like, damn, I try to, you know what I mean? You try to get in a situation like I can't guard
So
these motherfuckers, man.
Mike, what are you thinking pregame? The head coach is at the front of the locker room, and he's going over matchups. Mike, you got Steve Francis. Right now, what are you
And,
thinking?
and, and you couldn't guard Coutinho because Coutinho would take you in the post. Coutinho was about
Right,
6'5", so
strong.
If he got anybody that was littler than him, he'd back you down and just shoot over you. So
How
it was
little?
tough.
How little? Eddie little or your?
Damn.
Yo, little, yo,
Like,
little.
because remember, Cat 6'5", man. So like, so I had like you had to guard Francis unless they used to have a shooter that they put in sometimes. Um,
Walt Williams.
or
Walt Williams.
somebody
Walt
that could go over
Williams.
there. Yeah, so I said I could go guard Matt Buller because all Matt Buller gonna do is stay out there on the perimeter. You know what I mean? So
But
we
he's
get our
6'10",
guys.
though. How you gonna put
He
your big
he
on
he,
franchise?
he's not gonna. No, it's not a big. It's our 3-man, 2 or 3 man.
Oh, okay.
You put maybe Sharif plays the 4 or whatever. But Buller just gonna shoot jumpers, so I could help a little bit more and I could be a little bit more active defensively. But ain't no staying in front of them guys, man.
You the
And
one
you
that
know,
smoke,
Nah.
huh?
no, but AI was different, man. AI would run you off screens. AI would catch a dribble, go 2 hard dribbles, get to the layup, get to the foul. So it was different guarding him. I never really had to guard AI because AI was the 2.
Who'd you
So
go?
they always had Eric Snow or they had
Ah,
Kevin Ollie or
This
got you.
nigga
Andre
always
Miller.
guarded the other guy. He never guarded the
Nah, cause
guy.
AI
Whoever
is
the
the
other
two
guy was,
man.
huh?
But look, like AI for me, to be honest with you,
Yeah, you were a 2 man.
yeah, but I didn't really have like because I knew every single thing that he did because I was him in our scout when I was
Mm,
running on the second team. So I knew all the plays they
yeah,
ran for him. I knew where he was gonna get his shot at. It wasn't like that. Not that he can't give me buckets, duh. That motherfucker is one of the
right,
coldest to
right.
ever do it. But he not the guy that I stayed up thinking about. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love him, and he was one of the guys. I mean, my freshman year, I wore the black ankle braces because of him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so shout out to AI. You know what I'm saying? I
It
love
was a
him, but
different. He had a different game. It was like he just
yeah,
give you buckets straight up, no matter how you gonna get it from 3, mid range, get to the layup, get to the free throw line. He's
Jamal
gonna score.
Crawford.
Jamal
No,
Crawford,
Jamal
the
was
one.
tough, man.
I swear to everything I love, that's the one because I watch film on him, right? Because you could watch film on somebody and see people's tendencies, okay? You can see people's tendencies and say, like, okay, damn, he like to go 2 dribbles pull up when he go to the
Right,
left.
right.
Mike, you like to reject the screen. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
force you over the screen. They're gonna show, you know what I mean? Like I could see those tendencies, right? I'm not gonna get rejected because I know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna force you over the screen. You still might win that battle right there, and you might not because maybe I stayed on your right side when you on the
Yeah.
you're on the right side of the floor. You get over, you go into your left hand, and I contest to the right. I got a contested shot. You missed a shot. I'm feeling cool. Like okay, cool. I did my job. He didn't reject me and get that wide open shot where he want to go to. You know what I'm saying? Same thing if you go, to your going to your right hand. But Jamal Crawford, you can't the one thing it was I couldn't game plan for him
Mm,
because he had like everything looked exactly the same. Like if it was come down, bam, hang dribble to the shot, or come down, hang through the legs around the back going this way. You know what I'm saying? And you reacting to everything that he doing because you like, shit, I don't know what he doing right now. And all you do, like Mike said, you can test that shit and say, well, fuck it. If he make it, he make it.
Yeah,
You know what
ain't
I'm
nothing you
saying?
can do,
I
man.
just
Ain't
can't
nothing you
get
can
beat
do.
by. I can't get blown by. I can't get looking stupid. I just can't. That's just not what's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
yeah, Jamal Crawford is the one guy to me that I feel like, I mean, unbelievable handle, unbelievable imagination for the game,
Mm,
Pure
unbelievable creativity.
pure
I mean,
score.
it's yeah,
Straight up score.
yeah. He gonna get it, and he gonna give it to you. And I mean,
yeah,
so that's the one. I mean, and I got to give flowers to Tim Hardaway too, because he was the originator of
yeah.
the crossover, and he for a fact, you know what I'm saying. I played him with him my rookie season. He was
Okay.
one of my vets, and it was kind of on the tail end of his season. I think he only played like maybe 2 more years after that, but he still had that in him. Bop bop. You know what I mean? Between the legs cross.
Yep.
Both ways, the same way. Sometimes tween around the back. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it was, but he had a hell of a crossover too.
How about
It
this name?
wasn't
Marbury.
what? Oh, Steph
Marbury
is strong as fuck.
Marbury had that park game. You know, like he
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
out there. He was playing like he was at the park, and
He was
that
strong as fuck.
yeah, and he was quick and he was fast. That was the hardest person I ever to guard was Marbury because he gonna come up and like when he sees a point guard that he thinks like okay he might be up there. I got to come out and I gotta try to smash him. And that was the only thing. Like his mindset had him playing that way. He'll come out. He gonna get 30 shots. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you're gonna
Period.
have your. Just think, the Knicks had Marbury and Jamal.
Whew. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I was out there like, damn,
You couldn't guard the other,
yeah,
huh?
You could
damn. Which
hey,
would I
hey,
get?
motherfucker, that motherfucker can't hide right then.
Yeah, which would I get?
You
oh,
couldn't guard the other, Eddie.
oh man, that shit was tough, man.
So
Shit, but you got to guard me on the other
there
side
you
too,
go.
though.
There you go. So in a previous podcast, I was humble enough to admit that Mahmoud Abdul Rauf gave me 41, 43, and y'all was
Damn,
chuckling. See, you got another dab.
damn.
So y'all was so I'm gonna put y'all on blast. Give me a player that gave y'all business, gave y'all the business.
You know, it's funny.
Don't say
I
Michael
mean, like,
Jordan.
no, because it's
Okay.
funny because when I was younger, in Vancouver, I don't know if you guys remember John Crotty.
Oh, John Cardi was working you out?
Oh, he was because he was so he was. Remember Rob Eddie. Remember Robert from Life from LA Fitness. Remember Rob Eddie. Remember
Yeah.
Rob used to shoot from like half court.
Yeah.
Remember how he used to be like herky jerky. That
Yeah.
herky jerky used to mess me up.
He said John
John
Cardi.
Crotty? I
Oh
don't even
man,
remember that name.
Mike Dickerson was like, John Crowder be fucking you up. I said, damn. But I mean, it was just because I mean he was such herky jerky, and
Yeah.
you look at him and don't expect him to do nothing.
Oh.
But he come out, he's
What?
trying to
So he
get
looked like
buckets.
number 61 on the Warriors.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he had like longer hair.
Oh,
Looked like he should be bagging groceries, like
I
bagging
know
your
John. I
groceries.
know who John Crotty is, but I'm saying like when you walk in, you look at me like, man,
Yeah,
this
so
motherfucker like,
he ain't getting out, and he'll try to go at me every time, man.
damn.
oh,
How
that's
about you,
funny. He
Eddie?
thought you was sweet. He thought you was sweet. I got two of them.
Uh-oh.
Uh, well, the first one ever. No, the first one ever. I'll say the first one ever to like really dog me out was Dale Curry. Motherfucker
Okay.
gave me like 14 points in like 6 minutes though.
That's all he
And
doing is shooting, though.
but it was like what? That's how no, that's all I heard in my head. What 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 what? I'm like, damn, they ain't run a play for me to get back at him. I'm like, damn, all I heard was I looked up at the score. I'm like, damn, he got 14 motherfucking points on me that fast.
Yeah.
God damn. I sat down. I was like, shit. I gotta get my shit together. But as far as I will say this: Lou Williams.
Ooh.
Lou Williams was a tough guard. I mean, I already told you that. You know, uh, Jamal Crawford was one of those guys that shit. You know, what I mean, kept you up at night. trying to figure out any kind of
Dar-
tendency. You
Darren
can't
Williams
find
is
it.
tough too. Darren
Darren
Williams
Williams.
from the Jazz.
I never really was on him. I was on somebody else, but
See, they had you playing it too.
I'm saying they had me on somebody else. Now they was hiring me like they be hiring you.
No, nigga, no, I had to guard a point guard sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me too sometimes.
But shit, we
Lou,
got.
I had to guard AI. I had to guard Eric Snow. I had to guard, but Lou Williams though, man, it was
He
that
was
one
tough
year.
too.
I swear this shit was funny because I was on a team full of the niggas, right? Ghetto ass niggas, like all niggas. So
What
we shoot
team?
dice the Celtics when we won the championship, and the year after that, and the year after that. So we shoot dice on the plane. We play Blu-ray. We got the music blasting. We playing, so we get to shooting dice and shit, right? And we just played Philly, and Lou Will had one of them games on me. You know what I'm saying? Where I had my points though. You know what I'm saying? I think I had like 15, but he had like 23 or some shit like that, right? And like the bulk of that was on me. And
Mm.
so look, P roll a 5, right? He roll a 5, and then Lou Will won 2-3. So he'd be like, Lou Will, fucking with that shit. That shit was so funny to me. It wasn't funny at the time. Looking back at it, it was just all the way we talk and how we
Yeah,
get down and shit like that. But it was I would say Lou Will, man, especially because he was a young buck
yeah,
coming in.
yeah.
I was in my 30s, and I want to say he was like 18, 19
Ooh,
and moving fast and was starving. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He was
yeah.
coming off the bench, so he was starving. So we would match up a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so I would say Lou Will, man.
You
Lou
know,
Will. Shout out to Lou Will, man.
shout
Straight
out to
up
Lou
baller.
Will. How about this name? First, if I would have, this is a different topic, real quick. If I would have compared you to Dale Curry as opposed to Duncan Robinson, would you have accepted that?
Yeah, because Dale Curry is one of the best
Okay,
shooters that ever
okay,
ever
I
shot the
bet that's
ball.
fair. All
He,
right,
And I play and listen, I'm gonna say this too. And I played with Dale Curry, so I got to give him,
yeah,
I won't be mad at that. I shot with him. I worked with him.
all
He
right,
helped me when I was a rookie. You know what
okay,
I'm
he
all
saying?
want
right,
Helped
he
me
all
work
right.
on my
I'm
game.
learning, man.
he
I'm learning. My bad, bro.
he just don't want to say Mahmoud Abdul Rauf no more. So
I
he don't
know.
want his name to get brought up no more.
Nah, because y'all
I
can
know.
start joking
Yeah,
about that. And
that's exactly what it
I ain't
is.
gonna be the butt of y'all jokes. Um,
Nah,
That's exactly what it
one
is.
name.
I ain't never had 40 dropped on me. I ain't never had
That's
that
all right,
happen to me.
man.
Mike, you?
not all 40.
Yeah. He had all
And let me tell you why. I was a defensive guy. I was the guy who wasn't afraid to go play defense.
obviously you wasn't.
I
Damn.
wasn't going to go high with the others. I was the guy who was going to the smoke.
Hey,
FYI,
wait, but listen though.
Negroes.
And FYI for you, obviously, you wasn't playing no defense with your
No,
defensive plan at.
I, I will gladly give Mahmoud Abdul Rauf his flowers. I couldn't do nothing with him, and he was in his 40s, and it was a pleasure for him to.
That's even
That's even
That's
worse.
all
crazier.
He
right,
gave you
man.
40 while he was in his 40s.
That's
Damn.
crazy. That's
Hey,
crazy.
y'all not gonna take my confidence, man.
No,
No,
that's
I
crazy.
don't give
That's
a damn
crazy.
what y'all
That's just
saying, man.
that's
That's
Say,
crazy.
ridiculous.
y'all not taking my
That's crazy.
confidence right now. The
We're
one
not
40
going
for
to
name.
take your confidence. We
40
love
for
you.
40 is crazy.
Hey,
That's crazy.
Jose Canseco, that's what he did back in the day in 1989. He went 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. He
That's
was
crazy.
40 for 40 on the basketball court.
That's crazy.
Say. I got a
That's
pocket
crazy.
full of dams, and I ain't giving none away. I don't give a damn. I'm keeping all my
Nah,
dams.
yeah,
So
you shouldn't. Don't worry about
the
that.
one
It's all right.
name
It's all
that
good. Ty, we know we love you, man.
appreciate you, man.
Shit.
Appreciate you. Much love back. The one name that you guys didn't mention, but please talk about is Brandon Roy. These youngsters don't
Ooh.
know how cold Brandon Roy was. And
He's scoring with the best and would dunk on you at the same time, man.
man,
Like you have to see it to kind of believe it. Because
right.
he was battling with Kobe's. You know
Yep.
what I mean? He was going against all the guys, McGrady's.
Yeah.
He was going against all those guys
Vince.
every night and coming out on top.
How tall is he?
About six
He was like
five, maybe.
6'5".
6'5"? Good size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like the way he walks and like you look at his stats, you don't think that he'll rise. Like he'll go and dunk on you
Yeah.
with power too. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like his footwork and his like you could tell he worked on his game a lot, man. Like he was tough. Like, injuries injuries hurt him bad to where like he would have been a Hall of Famer for sure.
Wow.
No, ain't no question about it. No, ain't no question about it. One of the the most ballerish cats that ended his career early because of the injuries. Like he's one of like he really was one of those dudes that could do it all. Like get to the basket, mid range, could knock down the three, could make plays for others.
Yeah.
He also defended. He wasn't a great defender on the other end. He played good enough defense. But when you talk about scoring the basketball, at the time when he was at his when he was in it on his level, shit. I mean, you probably would just say McGrady and Kobe probably was the only better scorers than him at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could
Wow.
say Vince could throw Vince out there,
Yeah.
but those were the only better scorers than him at that particular time
Yeah.
at that position.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I'm not talking about big fellas. I'm
Yeah.
talking about at that position. And I mean, he was cold, man. I mean, cold blooded, man.
Yeah.
And Mike, you right about that. If he don't get hurt, he goes down as one of the greatest players to play this game. I don't know what number you put him, but one of the greatest. If you in the Hall of Fame, you should be one of the greatest.
Yeah.
He would definitely be a Hall of Fame
Yeah,
player. And
Yeah.
sure.
everybody recognized that. Game recognized
Yeah,
game,
for
and
sure, for sure. Shout out to
you know how that go.
Brandon Roy and all the Seattle Hoopers. We didn't realize all that work came from Seattle. Well, I didn't until last episode with Nate. Man,
Yeah,
Seattle has
They
some
got heat out
they
there.
got heat out there,
yeah.
man. And you would never think because they don't talk about it or whatever. But with Jamal and Brendan and Nate and Deontay, the list goes on and on, man. Shout out to Seattle. Defense. Who was your defensive? Who was the best defensive player you guys have played with? Eddie, you go first.
I would say Ticket.
Yeah.
I got two of them because
Okay.
I won't just say Ticket. I'll say Ticket and Alonzo Mourning. So I'll say Ticket for this reason. Ticket constantly talked, right? And he was always there. You know what I'm saying? He knew exactly what was coming before it happened. He's like, hey, whoa, there, wait, man, scream by. Like he constantly let you know every single thing that was going on. He was an anchor of our defense. I would say he is number one for that reason.
But
Number two,
he's even doing it, Eddie, when he's not even in the play.
Mm.
His
that's
man,
what I'm saying.
yeah, his
That's what I'm
man's
trying
on
to
the
say.
block and he's
He
just
back
helping
over there.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, he back over there just, like coaching from the backside. And so the other thing is the reason why I'm gonna say Alonzo Mourning, because Zoe contested everything. Like he didn't care about getting dunked on,
Yeah.
none
We
of
know
that
that by
shit.
The Vince dunk. We know that. We
Yeah, I
see
know,
that.
but that's later in his career, you know what I'm saying? I think I was gone maybe 2, 3 years after that, and he had just came back from his kidney thing, like that was like maybe his fourth year after that or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that I mean every single thing. I'm talking about not just in the game. I'm talking about practice. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he said that, man, I'm back here. I got your back. You know what I'm saying? So, Mike, as a guard, you know this. You feel super comfortable if you
Mm-hmm.
know a motherfucker back there got your back, and then the team is connected to where we rotate the right way to where now you could get more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You could force him to the shot blocker. And you know that dude's gonna rotate over there, box him out when he misses that shot or get his shot blocked, and it don't look like it's bad on you. So he just so for that reason, I have to say it's 1A and 1B. 1A would be Alon, Kevin Garnett.
Ticket. Yeah.
1B, yeah, Ticket, and 1B would be Alonzo Mourning.
All right. You got Mike.
I got about three. I got three guys that I played with. I'm starting with Doug Christie. Um, he's tough. Doug's one of the toughest players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like getting his nose in there, will take a bump. You see him hit Rick Fox in his chin. Like Doug wants that in his length. He's 6'6". You call him Plastic Man because he's so long and he could play. Um, my next one will be Ron Artest.
Mm.
He
Oh,
used his strength and
Yeah.
like you didn't think his lower body was strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like no matter who he put against, he could guard bigs, he could guard little, but he'll use his arms and do little tricks, to play like that. And my third one would be Josh Smith. And
Josh
it was
Smith.
just a fact. Yeah, Josh Smith, man. Josh, he could guard 1 through 5. Like, that's what made us so good. Like I could guard the point guards in Atlanta and I knew he was back there because he gonna beat up shit that comes that way. You know what I mean? So anything that comes that way. So I have to go with those three guys. Three best guys I ever played with was Doug, Ron, and Josh.
I said,
Let me add
Smooth.
one. Let me add one. Could I
yeah,
add
yeah, for
one?
sure, for sure.
Tony Allen. I got to
Yep,
give TA his
yep,
flowers.
yep,
TA on the perimeter because I was just thinking about big man at the time when I'm thinking about rim protecting and thing. I really didn't think about the wing players and things like that. But when I start thinking back on like the wing players that I played with, I got to go with TA, man.
yeah,
TA was, well, all defense. You know what I'm saying? It's, that's my dog, and I got to give him his flowers. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
he said, all defense. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He all defense out there.
So let me correct the whole Josh. I said Josh Smith like he was boo boo, and I don't want Josh to see this and be like, "Oh, Charles Barkley looking at."
He already seen it.
I was just saying Josh Smith in a way that I didn't think of him as a defensive player
Yeah, I mean
because of his
shit.
athleticism and dunking, But
But he was moving his feet. He was
yeah,
he was guarding. Like in Atlanta, we used to switch 1 through 5.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Because Al can move his feet out down there too a little bit.
yeah, yeah,
So I mean they'll get me on a big guy and obviously to switch me out, to switch
yeah,
me out. But I mean, Smooth could guard the ones. His foot, he had good quick feet.
yeah,
He was
He
agile.
could.
I mean, he had good agility. Smooth
yeah.
was good defensive player.
Elite
And he
athlete.
had great
Yeah,
anticipation
yeah,
Yeah,
where the ball would be at. Like when he
yeah.
go up to block the shot, he go up to block the shot. He get athleticism. Uh,
he going to block that shit too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he know where to go get
Right.
it. He athletic. You know what I'm saying? He
All
had
right.
good anticipation.
All right. How about this? Who locked you up? The best person that has defended you. Mike, you go first with this one.
Go ahead,
You
Ed.
see,
No,
Mike, look at it.
we never, man. I used to always make sure we never guard each other, man,
No,
because he
I'm
was
not
gonna,
saying you. I'm not saying me against you.
because he
I
was
was
gonna
just
pull that.
raising my hand. I was raising my hand to get it off so I could get it off. I'm tired.
Go
Oh,
I
ahead. I
still
don't
have
even.
nightmares. I still got nightmares.
I thought you were
I still
saying
had.
that you defended Eddie. I mean,
No, no,
defended
no,
Mike
man.
the
We really,
base.
I'm trying to think.
Oh,
man.
all
I
right.
know. See
Think
why he
about it. Think
thinking?
about it, Mike.
Why
I
he
mean, Eddie.
thinking? I know.
Yeah.
Fucking Lindsey Hunter, man. Goddamn.
Lindsey
Lindsey
Hunter.
fucking Hunter.
Lindsey
Like
Hunter.
Lindsey Hunter, man. Like strong.
Yeah.
His feet was quick, and and they let him get away with a lot of hand checking when hand checking wasn't available
Yeah.
at this time. You ain't supposed to be hand checking,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they let him get away with a lot of handsy touching, and he was fucking Lindsey Hunter, man. I swear,
One
Lindsey
time
Hunter.
or every
That's it.
time?
Every time. Shit, Lindsey Hunter every time, man. Every time. Shout out to Lindsey
Shout out
Hunter,
to
man.
Lindsey Hunter, man, for playing
For
defense.
real. Like that motherfucker. Hey, I go check in. They was sub his at when we playing in the Eastern Conference Final. I go sub in. Here he come running. I'm like, God damn, like, can I get a break for this motherfucker? Every time though.
Yeah.
Like my minutes and his minutes matched
We
up. And I
matched
was
up.
like, fuck.
Right.
I don't like. I can't think of anybody that would lock that like really not to my own horn, but I can't look at a game and be like, damn, I hate playing against the only motherfuckers would be like Gary Payton or John Stockton. Because I know they're gonna get away with a lot of shit that's not gonna get called.
That's what I
And
just was talking about.
Yeah.
and Stockton will fuck you up and make it look like it was your fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, like they get away with a
Talk
lot of
about that
stuff, a lot
more,
of
Mike, because everybody would think Gary Payton, but not many people would think John Stockton for obvious reasons, right? So when you
yeah,
say like dive deep into that.
he's just
He,
tough, man. He's one of the toughest players to ever play the game, man. You see, he played 20 years. I think he played for 18 straight years without missing a game. He's a tough guy, man. It just he'd hold you, he'd grab you. He
right.
even when he was on offense, he'd do that. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, like getting ready for my first playoffs ever to play, like when I got to Sacramento, that's the first year I played in the playoffs. I got matched up with him,
Yeah.
and that kind of prepped me for everybody else that we saw after that because there was nobody that was going to play defense like that on me. Uh, as far as Stockton, we played Nash, and then we end up playing Derek Fisher. So none of those guys are really defensive players. Stockton was doing a little bit of everything.
But
He's an
because of his
all-time leading.
mind, was he able to get? I mean,
Yeah, he was older.
He,
He was
he
older, like it went like in the early 2000s, but he was older, but he was still he was still he was still physical. He
Hooping.
was strong. You know,
Yeah.
he was tough, and like he'd stick his nose in there.
Yeah.
He's the all-time leading steals leader.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah.
And
And
that's not
assists.
by accident. And assists,
Yeah.
exactly.
Man, it's crazy assists. I'm not the
No,
assists
some of
out
his
there.
assists is crazy though,
Man,
because
come
they
on,
they
man.
throw that shit to Karl Malone at the 3-point line. Karl Malone come down, crossover, spin move, pump fake, lay it up. They be like, Karl Malone assist, John Stockton.
See, but
That's
that's what they
It
do. That
sounds
you
like
got to
y'all
for
talk.
hating, but
real.
go ahead.
Not
No, it's
that's what
not
it.
hating. That's real. We seen it with
Yeah,
I
our
it's
own
I
real.
know
eyes.
what it sounds like. That's all.
So I came out. So
I'm
you
telling you what
match
we
yourself.
seen though.
You match yourself against point guards, and it's like, okay, I had a good game. Stockton had 12 points, 15 assists. I had 22 points. I had to have at least 10 assists. I go to the game. I got one assist, man. I say, ain't no
They
way they gave
whooped
me for
you.
one assist. They screwing my assist up and get in Stockton, because a lot of times people, it's a judgment call. So there's stat people get to make this up that he dribbled too much or this and that. So they was giving him every benefit of the doubt, and the opposing teams weren't getting the benefit of the doubt.
Well,
At
you know
all.
now they
He got home cooking. Mike, watch this, Ty.
uh
Mike, tell the truth. Am I lying when I tell you that he passed it to Malone on the wing? Malone
No,
could cross over, spin, take another dribble, pump fake, and lay it in, and they'll say, assist, John
you know
Stockton.
what? Like sometimes, like they take care of their home team, but in Atlanta, they take it. They do the assist the same way on both sides. Like even if you're on the opposing team, they're going to give you the same assist that they'll give me. You know what I mean? So they don't care who they give it to. Like in Utah, the home team getting the benefit of
I'm
the
telling
doubt. The
you.
away team ain't getting it.
Am I lying about what I just said though?
Not
Have you
the,
you you seen that, right?
yeah, but look, even like D Will goes in there and he's in the top 10 assists for his whole careers in Utah.
Right.
You
He
know
was
what I
getting
mean?
yeah.
they give
Yeah.
him the
So he's in
benefit of that.
Utah. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Karolinko, they had that him and Karolinko
Yep.
connection going on.
Yep.
It was like the same way.
So the one thing I'm real big on is IQ. Like, who's the, and I think that's being lost right now because of all this training. Like all the kids, they play against cones, but they don't know how the feel of the game. They don't know about proper spacing and filling the corners. Those type of simple foundational IQ things. And Mike, now with you being the head coach of the Sacramento State Hornets, big shout out to you once again for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
But what have you noticed with that, with this whole AAU that they're just hooping and they lack feel, IQ?
They need to go to the park, man, and play a little bit, hit that concrete a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I got a story from my son. I got a basketball hoop. We used to play outside all the time. We're in Arizona. It's hot.
Yeah,
We are playing, man. So, we used to lower the hoop to 8 feet. We playing dunk ball. After we get done playing that, we'll go to the park, ride our bikes to the park, do whatever we gotta do. And I got a little basketball hoop for Mike and his buddies outside. I'm like you can adjust it and everything. He's like, hey, nice, Dad. Where you gonna put it? I said in the driveway. He's like, outside? I said, yeah, outside. What the fuck? Where you want it to go? He's like, he ain't playing on that basketball hoop one time. It's still sitting outside of my thing. Eddie, you seen over there?
yeah, I
That
saw
Yeah.
it.
basketball hoop.
Yeah,
I got that when Michael was like 13, 14 years old.
I think that's
They not
real.
using one time.
I think that's really unfair for you to get onto Michael, considering you have an indoor
I
basketball
know, but you
in,
can't
in
lower
your
those hoops in
backyard.
there. You can't lower those hoops in there though.
Hey man,
People want to like dunk on people and get in there. That play 21. That shit's fun.
it is fun, but not when that sun is dunking on you. I mean, you
Nah,
didn't.
so you got to, that's the difference between us now
Yeah,
and
yeah.
us back then, the kids now.
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
I
lie.
you
was
didn't have
outside.
opportunity. There was
Yeah, I
no
was
opportunity to
outside.
go nowhere else. You
Yeah,
had to be
yeah,
Yeah.
outside. And so I'm gonna answer a question about the IQ, right?
yeah,
And so my my thought process on this is that you got to look who's coaching these kids in AAU. It's not guys that have a extensive basketball
yeah,
background.
yeah,
So if I'm a doctor or if I'm not a doctor, how can I teach you to be a doctor?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
If I don't have that education, if I don't know how to work certain things, if I don't know how to the intricacies of a zone defense and where you're supposed to be at, or how you're supposed to guard man to man, how you're supposed to play pick and roll, what are you supposed to be looking at, how to break down film. If I don't have that skill set, all the skill set I have is walking up and down yelling at kids.
Yeah.
I can't really draw nothing
Yeah.
up on a board. You know what I'm saying? To get somebody out there to create something, to improvise. How can I teach a kid to have a high basketball IQ unless they have a support system that's teaching them to have a high basketball IQ? So I think that's where the whole shit entails, is that if you look around, a lot of these AAU guys aren't really basketball heads. They're not coming from a basketball tree.
Yeah.
They're not coming from some sort of basketball tree.
Yep.
And the tree doesn't have to be the league. It doesn't have to be NCAA. It could be high school.
Yep.
Mike, your high school coach was great. Your high school coach was great.
Yep.
My high school coach was great. They understood what they were doing. Do they have talent and they're able to lean on their talent at time? Yes. And I think that that's what guys are doing more so than teaching. They're just leaning on the actual talent of these kids, and they're not teaching them anything. That's
Oh,
why you see
yeah.
the AAU basketball just up and down, up and down, up and down, sloppy, and not really like, damn, at a time when we needed to break down a play
Yep.
and get a good
Yep.
bucket, they ain't got that out there.
And
You know what I'm
so
saying?
I
Like Mike did that when you coach your kids in AAU. When I coached mines in AAU, I taught them totally different. And so and I don't want to keep going. It sounds like I'm rambling, but this is near and dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the problem with AAU.
yeah.
It's not the fact it's a money grab. Number one. Number two is they're not teaching they're scared to lose kids. Okay, they're scared to teach kids and keep coach them hard because they feel like they'll go anywhere else,
Yep.
right? And so like when I was coaching my sons, and it was luckily it was when they were young, and that's why Jalen play hard defense the way he does. You know what I'm saying? That's why all of my kids they strap up and play defense. That's the most important thing. After that, then we can work on everything else. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, you got to show up with that part. You know what I mean? Because the shot might not show up every single night, but that could show up every single night. And we need that every single night. And so that's the problem. And a lot of these guys aren't, like I said, they're not from a basketball tree. They're mainly like somebody's partner who
Yeah.
has this program and they say, hey, man, you want to run this? And they might have played low level high school basketball and they never got taught. So, how, if you don't know, how you going to teach somebody
Yeah.
that don't know either? You know what I mean?
Well, so to comment quick about that, and then I want to hear Mike's point of view as well. I think the Adidas, Nike, Puma, whatever else is out there, whatever, New Balance.
New Balance,
Yeah,
New Balance.
when they give money to these particular programs, they also should give access to these coaches to learn how to draw on the board, to learn how to run a practice, to learn how to do these things that the kids need when they go to these colleges. And so I think it's a very fixable problem. I just think they don't give a damn. I think it's all about money, and that's where the problem lies with me. And I know Mike will experience it this year because Mike watching these kids play on video. I mean, on yeah, from video, like damn, oh, they can hoop. But Mike is gonna realize real soon that the IQ isn't there, and I'm eager to hear how Mike is gonna address those type of issues.
You know what it is, Ty? It's kids at this age, you got to make things a habit.
Yeah,
I've been telling people this. It's got to be a habit. You got to show these kids something every day, like to make it a habit, like the defensive rotations. If
Hmm.
you don't teach the kid, and it's going to go back to bad habits. Okay, no one's ever taught me to rotate, so I'm just going to stand and watch that guy go one on
right.
one. Oh shit, he's getting cooked. No, he can't be getting cooked because there's 5 people out here playing defense.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's how we always start our practices, defensive rotations. I want
Yep.
everybody to play the 5 positions. So if you're in a different position, you know which way to rotate. And we do it every day. I don't care if it's the end of the season,
yeah,
middle of the season, the playoffs.
yeah,
We're gonna do that every time. And you get in habits. You got to practice a certain way in order to play a certain way.
yeah,
And I did that at the high school. We were top 10 in the country, probably 2 or 3 years in a public school with nobody over 6'5", just for little stuff, by playing hard, by doing basketball development, going to defense, put them in game situations like um, you're up 4 minutes, you're up 6 with 4 minutes left. Know how to handle the ball. There's no shot clock.
Yeah.
Learn how to get a good shot. You're down 4. You're down 6 with 2 minutes. Now it has to be a little bit more push defensively and offensively. You put them in situations like that to where they succeed, and now when it comes to the game, oh shit, 2 minutes left, we're up 1. We got to get a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of, and now they know they get put in those situations. I've been in this situation before. I know how to react to that, and that's why you put those kids in those situations.
Yeah. Another great episode of Straight Game Pod. Like, subscribe, comment. Again, like, subscribe, comment. And they say if you say it 3 times, it'll really get in. So like, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys for joining us. Mike Bibby, Eddie House, Ty Ellis. We are out until next time. Later. Peace. We out.
Straight game.